Oh God, why am I so confused? I just read a list of words that actually sound similar but mean something else, and it's so confusing. It's driving me nuts. Why is English such a confusing language? Hello, my name is Rima and welcome to today's lesson. Now today's lesson is going to confuse you a little bit, but don't worry, I'm here and I'm going to sort out all your confusion. So there's a lot of words out there which sound similar but mean different things, and they can absolutely drive you crazy. But don't go crazy just yet, because there is a solution. I'm going to take you through them and I'm going to explain the different meanings to you so that you can use them and use them well. So the first one on my list is anyway, and the other one is anyway. What's the difference? Well, the difference is the space in the middle. The first one is two words, which means any way, and the next one is anyway as one word. Now, what's the difference in the meaning? Anyway as two words means in any manner possible. As in, do anything, make it happen in any way. And the next one actually means in any case. So I'm going to use it so that the usage becomes very simple and clear to you. So I could say something like, make sure you're there on time in any way, which means use all methods possible but get there on time. Whereas anyway as one word can be used as, anyway, I don't plan to share my personal opinion with you anymore, which means in any case, I do not wish to share my personal opinion with you. Got it? So that's the simple difference between anyway as two words and anyway as one word. The first one means anyway as in any manner, and the second one means anyway, which means in any case. So moving on, I have the next one. Now this can get really confusing. Born and then born with an E, which is the difference in the spelling. So born actually means to come into this world, to be born. So when a baby is born, you can say something like, my sister just had a baby girl, or a baby girl was born in my sister's house, or a baby girl was born to my sister. But if you had to use it differently, as in if you had to use born, you could say something like, my sister has born, the one with the E, my sister has born a baby girl. So see the difference? My sister has born a baby girl, and a baby girl was born to my sister. Both the sentences mean the same, but the words are used differently. So born means to be born or come into the world. And born means to bear a child. So this can get really confusing, but I hope that my usage has made it very clear to you as to how these words can be used. Okay, moving on, censor and censure. Now censor means to delete or monitor, and censure means to criticize or offer any kind of unfavorable, negative opinion. So the way I will use these two words in a sentence would be, I have decided to censor the document, which means I have decided to omit and delete certain parts of the document. And the word censure can be used as, I am tired of the censure that I am facing because of the media, which means I am tired of the negative and unfavorable opinions and comments, by the media. So these two words, though they are very, very similar in the way they sound, they definitely spell differently. One is S-O-R and the other one is S-U-R-E, and they definitely mean differently, because censor means to delete or monitor, so which means you could check or monitor a document, a film, a book, a piece of information. Or censure, which means to criticize or offer an unfavorable comment or opinion. Now the next one on my list, this one slightly familiar to most of us, and we actually end up interchanging these two words because they are so close. So confidant, the one with an E, and confidant, the one with an A. Now this one actually means someone who has confidence, or is self-assured. Basically, somebody who really believes in themselves is someone who we describe as confident. But who is a confidant? Now remember those days when you're feeling really low or confused or have this particularly spicy piece of news that you haven't told anybody? Well, who you're going to go to is your confidant. Somebody who you confide in, which means somebody you trust and somebody with whom you share certain information that you may not share with anybody else. So if I had to use confident in a sentence, I would say she is a confident young woman, which means she's a young woman who's full of self-assurance, who believes in herself and carries a lot of confidence about herself. And I could say something like, remember Jack on the first floor? He is my confidant. I actually share a lot of exclusive information about work only with him, which means somebody whom you trust. So in this case, Jack is a person I trust, someone whom I share exclusive, confidential information with. So that's the difference between confident and confidant. Remember and listen to the pronunciation. It's confident and confidant, and the spelling too, one with an E and the other one with an A. Now the next one, okay, biannual, biennial. How confusing is that? But actually it's fairly simple. So biannual actually means occurring twice a year, as in happening 2 times a year, and biennial means once in 2 years. So I could say something like the company releases a biannual progress report, which means the company releases a report every 6 months, that is twice a year, to mark its progress. And if I had to use biennial in a sentence, it would be like, okay, so the football cup happens biennially, or the football cup is a biennial event, which means the football cup happens once in 2 years or once every 2 years. So that's the basic difference between biannual and biennial. One means it occurs twice a year, and the other one, which means it occurs once in 2 years. And the next one on my list is allusion and illusion. They both sound very elusive, and what do they mean? Okay, so allusion means to make a reference to something, and illusion means to see something or imagine that which is not real. Okay, so allusion could be making a indirect reference to something, so an indirect reference could be like, so it was very awkward at the dinner table when Jack made an allusion to Sally's baby weight. Now that is something you don't want to do as a guy. Never make direct or indirect references to a lady's weight. But that's what Jack did. He made an allusion to Sally's baby weight, which means he made an indirect reference to her baby weight. And moving on, illusion. Now this one means to see or imagine something that's not real, something that's, something which is slightly deceiving, something that you only can imagine, but it's not a part of reality. So you could say something like, the illusion that was created by the magician, it took my breath away. Which means when the magician created an image that was not real, it took my breath away or it surprised me. So that's what the difference between allusion and illusion is. And the next one is bath, bathe. Now bath, something we do every day, okay, to wash your body. And bathe is actually similar, but it means to apply water to a particular body part. So I could say something like, please take care if the doorbell rings because I'm going for a bath. And I could say something like, you know what, my toes are hurting. I am going to bathe them with hot water. Now the first one means that I'm going to have a full bath, whereas the second one means that my toes are hurting and I'm just going to apply some hot water for comfort. So when you're applying hot water or any kind of water for that matter to a body part, it means you're bathing the body part. And when you're washing your entire body, it's called having a bath. So that's the difference between bath and bathe. And that brings me to the end of my list. The last one on my list is canvas and canvas. And how close are these two? Because there's the difference of just one S. Now canvas is actually a type of cloth. And canvas with a double S actually means to solicit or ask for. So the first one can be used in a sentence when I say, I have decided to wear canvas shoes and carry a canvas bag. Of course, I would look very silly, but that's just to explain to you how canvas can be used in a sentence. Also, some painters, they actually like to paint on a canvas. So it's like this board which is covered with canvas paper or canvas cloth, on which the painter paints. So that is also the usage for canvas. But if I have to use canvas with a double S, I would say something like, the next time you come here canvassing for support, make sure you're polite to me. What a threat. Well, it means the next time you're coming here to ask for our support or to solicit our support, make sure you're polite. So canvas with a double S, which it means to solicit or ask for. In some cases, probably coax the other person, So these are the three meanings of canvas with a double S. Okay, so that brings me to the end of today's lesson. And today we looked at a lot of words which kind of sounded similar but meant different things. Now this can get very tricky if you have to use it. So make sure you keep practicing and that's going to take you places. Well, if you want to watch a lot more videos related to interesting English lessons, make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you have something to say to me, type in the comment box below. This is me, Rima, signing out, saying take care, keep practicing your English, and I'm going to see you very soon with the next lesson.